Hi, what's up?
Hi Harshit, how are you?
All good, all good. You tell me.
Great to have you on board. How are you doing? How's
Thank you so
everything
much.
going?
All good, just chilling. Checked up the markets in the morning. Not a good wave, but yeah, we're building, man. Building for the launch on June 8th. So I was just working with the engineers and stuff. But other than that, it's chill.
Awesome. So, really glad to have you on the show, Harshit. For people
Thank
watching who
you.
don't know yet, Harshit is the founder of Dyeus. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes. You can call it Dyeus, yours. It's open, right?
Which actually is a self-awareness app that combines astrology, psychology, and personal narrative to help you understand yourself better. And he's actually going to tell us more about what he's building in detail. So, Harshit, great to have you here. So, let me ask you this. Let's start from the top. Tell me what's actually happening in the space, what you're building in, because combining astrology, psychology, and everything into one app is not like the very most obvious move. So, what's the gap you saw that you're trying to fill and nobody's actually filling? Let's get started from there.
All right. So right now in the astrology space is booming right now. It's growing at a great CAGR. It's all the hype, Astro Talk and all of these apps have come up and they're trying to gain market share even over the world. CoStar and all they're doing really well. But the main problem is that um, it's they're not actually solving for the consumer, right? Like on suppose on astrotalk you can go up on astrotalk and you can talk to a random astrologer, and they won't even ask for your birth time, which in a sense, like without your birth time you just know 1% of your chart, so you don't have enough information. And in addition to that, there's no standardization, so you're going to call them up and they're just going to give you baseless remedies. Like they're either going to give you generalizations or they're going to say nonsense like you आप जा करके एक कुत्ता को काला धागा बांध दीजिए सैटरडे को और आप like
Yeah.
you will be good. And that's just not how it works, right? Like you have to evolve your own consciousness, you have to change your own like pattern. What Gen Z is dealing with on a large scale level is the lack of is the lack of meaning and the lack of structure. People have stopped looking forward to a tomorrow, and people are confused. People are more anxious and purposeless than ever, right? So uh, astrology in itself cannot fix for this, right? But if you combine astrology with Jungian psychology, which is the psychology that we are subscribing to, which involves the collective unconscious, then you actually understand ki, okay, so let me break it down, right? The main advantage of my product over any other product is that you don't have to believe in astrology in order to use it, right? You cannot believe in astrology, you cannot believe in psychology, and you don't have to believe in anything to use the product,
Yeah.
right? As long, because it's in essence it's a very scientific process. Like, okay, so let me explain it to you. I don't know, like, if the moon had meaning. Like, it's like 5,000 years ago astrology began, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Now, at that time, I don't know if the moon meant your emotional state and well being and how you move across the world back then, right? I don't
Yeah.
know if it meant that. But if millions of humans have given it that meaning for thousands of years, that means it has some value, right?
Okay.
And to be with humanity for the last 5,000 years, right? And to ignore it as just useless and like as a pseudoscience, I think is an insult to scientific inquiry, because it must have some value, right? And that's the value we're trying to take, because we want to use astrology and psychology to change your self talk, like how you talk to yourself, and at the same time how you perceive yourself, how what your narrative is. Because at the end of the day, the one thing that science and spirituality can both agree on is the fact that you become the story you tell yourself, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
That's the one thing science and spirituality both agree on, ki
True.
you become what you tell yourself. So this is what Dias helps you do. It helps
Okay.
you like create or write your story using astrology, using your own journaling patterns, etc., in a way that you can help become it. And this is just the first version of it. Eventually, we also want to provide people with a structure, because, like you said, it's a self-awareness company, but it's not. Actually, I hate self-awareness. right? Because I think self-awareness is more of a bug than a feature, right? The goal, the, the thing with
Why
self-awareness is
why
the
would you
most
say that? Can you get into more detail? Why is it a bug?
right. But self-aware, the thing with self-awareness is the more aware you become, the more conscious you become, right? And the more conscious you become, the more you second guess yourself and you can't execute at the highest level. The most self-aware people in the world are actually like the people who've actually accomplished shit in this world, the people who've actually done stuff worth looking up to. They've actually been self-aware, but they've also been delusional. If they were too self-aware, they wouldn't be able to pursue these dreams that they are trying to do, right? Because the more you find out, the more conscious you become, the more like the more you second guess yourself. So we are actually not maximizing for self-awareness because like it's not a good metric. The goal of the
Okay.
company is to help you gain consciousness without becoming self-conscious, and self-awareness leads to self-consciousness,
Okay. Got it.
right?
Could you just simply put it in a way now, if I'm an user, I want to use this app, could you put it in a simple words? How will I use the app and start using it to help myself? Like very simplest
Right.
language.
Sure. All right. So you download the app, you'll see your birth chart on there. The entire breakdown of the app is 80% natural language, 20% astrology. And even the 20% astrology will be broken down. Your entire chart will be broken down in terms of the patterns you have, the kind of person you are, like the kind of contradictions that you have. You can read your chart. You'll get a daily reading as to how you should proceed through life on that day, because there are some days that energies are really off. Like some days you're irritable, or some days like you just don't feel like doing anything. And those are the days that tailwind will help you with, the feature will help you with. And some days you really should go for it, but you're not feeling as confident. So it's like it's your companion, right? That's how you use it, and you keep journaling in it. You There are a lot of prompts that we have. You keep journaling. The more we find out about you, the more we can guide you in a way which will benefit you the most, right? And it's in the simplest language, it is a tool to help you become the story you tell yourself. First, everyone has a story they tell themselves, right? Whether consciously or unconsciously. So this is a tool to help you have that story in front of you, see it, and eventually help you live it,
Awesome. I
right?
tell myself story that I'm the best every day, and that's how.
Exact.
That's,
And Shah Rukh
yeah,
Khan did that too, and one day he became
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
right?
True,
it's
true.
it's science or it's spirituality. It's like,
Yeah,
that's
big
the one thing it matches on.
big believer of what you think you become.
You do it's
Yeah,
the truth. Like either you can do it or you can't, and either ways you're right. If you don't believe you're not going to do it, you're never going to do it, right?
exactly.
And our generation, especially, like we've grown up with such dystopia. As soon as we've entered the workforce, we have such joblessness and hopelessness around. We think whatever we've studied over the last 10 years, AI is going to take over that. There's complete meaninglessness, right? And in a world of meaningless, in a world where AI automates all your work, who you are is the question you ask yourself the most, until it becomes the only question. That who am I, right?
True.
This is the that's what we're trying to solve for.
Awesome. So w- I hope there's no background noise.
No, all good, all good.
Yeah. So I'd love to know, why actually did you decide to start building this? Like, you earlier told me that you worked in finance. So I'd
Right,
love to know, how was your transition from actually being in finance to building something that's exactly on, if not opposite ends, but like not very similar to what happens in finance industry. So I'd love to know
right.
the very moment you got into it, you started building it.
Okay, first of all, there's actually a lot of similarity between them because it's all just pattern recognition, forecasting, and nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So in that aspect, it's not exactly on the opposite. But more about me, I have been studying and into finance since I was 14. I've been investing full
Okay.
time. Like I've been managing my own portfolio since I was around 16. I'm self-taught. I went to NYU. I was a part of the investment society. We were the only club at NYU that was allowed to invest NYU's endowment. So over there, I invested in stocks like Tesla, like Lululemon, so made NYU a bunch of money. I studied finance for like a good, like I was obsessed with finance. That's all I did for a good 6 to 7 years, right? And then I came back. And I was like, okay, like I want to do something creative, because while in New York, that really changed me and that showed me who I am. And I knew that, listen, I can't spend my whole life in front of a Bloomberg reading 10Ks, right? Finance is great. I love finance, but finance is the best when used as a medium to world build, right? But finance is best when you use it to create value and not just extract value, right?
True.
So I came back, I managed my own fund for about 2 years, right? I still am passively managing it, right? And we made good money, but at the end of the day, I always knew that, like, I have to do something that actually adds value to the world. Like, I'm not a tech bro, right? I'm a finance guy. I'm not pretending like I want to save the world, but at the same time, I have this thesis that if you genuinely help people, if you genuinely create value, the people at the top, if you look at the top 5 people who are the richest in the world right now, they didn't get there by extracting money. They got there by actually making people's lives better, right? So
True.
I in around 2021, I was really depressed, right? And I didn't know where to go, which way to go. I tried better help. I got a bunch of therapy and it did not help. And eventually I just got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I want to read the contract I signed before I incarnated on this planet. Right. And I'm the kind of person that I cannot subscribe to secondhand truths. Right. Like, you can't, I don't care if he's the greatest astrologer in the world. If he walks up to me and explains it to me and I don't understand it, I will not believe it, right? I need to
True.
understand stuff. So I taught myself astrology and I taught myself how to read my chart, right? And I understood the value in it. And, like, it basically changed my life in a way where I actually believed in myself and I understood that this is okay, this is my path, this is my timing. I can't be impatient. I know it's all written for me. I'm not the one tripping, right? That's what that's what got me into astrology. I had this the idea of building this back in 2024, right? But I still was not ready because I had a lot of my finance stuff going on, and I still didn't have a team to help me manage that while build this. So I was ideating from 2024 to late 2025. I was ideating while I was building this. And then finally, in December 2025, we finally took the plunge and we're like, okay, the market is ready. Astrology is really, really profitable right now. But the thing is that nobody is doing it right. Everyone's just scamming people, right? And so let me tell you something, right? A lot of people talk about India to the world. I'm sure every person who comes on your podcast, like, oh, we want to go from India to the world, right?
Yeah.
Everyone
True.
says that. That's the
True.
narrative.
True.
But let me tell you something. If there is one product that could actually go to India to the world, if there's one product that the entire world could accept that India is the best at, whether you like it or not, it's astrology. The entire West, the whole world can happily accept that, okay, India could be the best at astrology. India could be the best at consciousness, because that's where Steve Jobs came to India to find himself. Mark Zuckerberg came to India to find himself. People thousands of years before have come to India to find themselves. So why
True.
don't we? That is the one area. That's the one place where we have an expertise. What we don't have is a good product, a product that doesn't scam you, a product that has like a global sense, a global taste, and something that can scale to that level. And the demand for it has never been higher and will continue to get higher.
Awesome. I think on the similar lines, if I were to talk about it, a recent Paul Graham tweet said that people only believe that you could get rich either by being born into a rich family or scamming people to get rich.
Right.
And what he argued was that it's as simple as actually making your users happy, and that's literally what you got to do. So exactly, that's the ideology I think people should adopt and they should look forward to believing.
Yeah, I like, if I have a message for the Indian founders, is that not only try to create something original, right, but actually add value to your people. Like, it's not just like, it's like every founder in India is just trying to build a cheaper, faster, and worse version of what's worked in the West.
Yeah.
Every
True.
single VC in India just wants to fund something that has already worked. And, like, that's
True.
just not how it works. That's not how you get those moonshots.
I
You have
think
to
the
take a shot
risk
at,
appetite
yeah,
for VCs in India is not as great compared to the
no
ones in the
chance.
West.
So
Yeah.
so let me tell you this, right? I have a lot of friends in VC, and I've spoken at length with them regarding this, and it's like they want to make 100 bets in, like, the in a range where, okay, I'll invest in 100 companies, and I want these 100 companies may say 10 to do 100 million plus, right? But how the math has worked out in the West is that you invest in 100 companies, and out of those 100 moonshots, only one company will do 1 billion,
Yeah,
right?
true.
They don't have the audacity to invest in those companies where they go completely bust, right?
Yeah,
And until you have the audacity to invest in companies that go bust, you won't ever make the real returns.
true.
So that's why right now, like, a lot of people keep crying about capital, that, oh, like, we need capital and there's not enough capital. Dude, if you're building a half good idea, capital is a competitive resource, right?
Hmm.
Any founder knows that if your idea is good, your execution is decent, there's so many angels, there's so many family offices, and there are more VCs than there have ever been, right? If you have a good idea, people will fund you, but people
Yeah,
treat fundraising as the win itself, and I think that's the
yeah.
most toxic part of our culture.
Hmm. True, exactly. I mean, people just start posting on X that I've raised X amounts of.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
the thing is, people post it, and then hundreds of thousands of people glaze them also, that, oh, they've done such a big thing, they've taken their money. I'm like, dude, the day you see me celebrating selling a part of my life's work to another man for money, just shoot me, dude. Like, it's over. Like, what am
Yeah.
I doing? What am I doing? Like, I only want to take someone's money if it's a strategic investment and I actually need it. I don't want. I'm a Marwari dude. I don't believe in burning money. I
Hmm.
like we don't have that fucking thing that, oh, let's take this person's money and let's burn and let's see if we hit product market fit. Like,
Hmm.
my parents have raised me to know that you have to build a company on profit, right? And I think that is what Indian companies and Indian VCs are lacking, is that you have to have a profit growth and user first approach rather than just celebrating raises,
Exactly.
right?
So that's literally what my question was. And I'd love to get into more detail. I mean, you're actually bootstrapping the company.
Right.
But what's your read on the entire ecosystem as a whole, especially with AI hitting the Indian ecosystem, and what's your take on where's it actually going?
Right. Should I speak just about the astrology industry or the startup industry in general?
You could talk about
Both.
both, yeah.
Right. So I first of all, I think AI will never be able to read your chart, and AI will never be able to get you the level of insight that a normal astrologer who has studied for tens of years will be able to do. Right. That's just never going to happen. Every single company who has an astrology chatbot is scamming the fuck out of you, except like Meluha, AstroTalk. All these people, they're just scamming you. It's not an actual thing. Right. When it comes to AI in India, yes, I think there's a lot of scope for people to build in India using AI, but not the way they are doing it right now. Like, they're not going to make money on agents, and they're not going to make money on SaaS. Right? I'm being straight up over here. All SaaS will be automated in the next 5 years max. Right? You're already seeing what Claude Code, Claude Design, all of them are doing. Like, and you're already seeing what ChatGPT is doing. They killed all personal finance
Yeah, yeah,
applications just 2 days ago.
yeah,
They're coming for everyone, bro. They're
yeah.
coming for everyone. This whole
It's too good.
I'll
I
build
had
it
a look.
faster and cheaper. Yeah,
Yeah,
what's up?
it's too good. I had a look what GPT just launched, and it's like
Right.
killing everything.
Because they have all the features, they have all the users. Why won't they just use it? Why won't everyone try to be an everything app? Right? It's a no-brainer from their perspective. They already have the money, they have the users. What more do the other people have? Everyone in India, just everyone likes to talk about moat and culture and scale, but they have none of it. Right? Google could wake up tomorrow and kill 95% of AI startups, right? Easily. So my thing is, we have a lot of scope, right? But we have to play to our strengths, right? We have to do something that not just for India, but that takes Indian culture to the next level, because that becomes a moat, right? That's what I'm trying to do. You have to do something that's like individual, right? Like,
Okay.
you can't something that can't be copied. Like, I'm telling you, OpenAI could have access to my entire code base, right? Could have inside access to all my writing, everything, but they still can't build what I'm building, because the simple reason that I could wake up and change it all tomorrow, and it'll still be a different level, because I am the source of it. You understand? As long as
Yeah.
you are the source of all your growth and all your insight, I don't think
Hmm.
any company coming into your industry and throwing in capital is going to work.
I I read one of your Substacks which
right?
said that distribution is actually not the mode, and I wanted to personally get into details of why do you think so, and then what actually is the mode.
Right. So the end of like a lot of people talk about like, oh, distribution is the mode. It's the thing you see on X the most. Ki, oh, distribution is the mode. Just get distribution. This that. Distribution is oxygen, right? It's like something everybody needs, and it's not in your hands, right? Today you have your users. Tomorrow you don't have your users. There's no clarity. Distribution used to be a mode 10 years ago when you needed to buy advertising space, when you needed to be on TV, when you needed to be with those agents, with those people who book those specific spots. At that time, if you have had those contacts, distribution is a mode. How can something be a mode and free? Like, how can you create content? Everyone in this world can create content, can theoretically create good content, and at the same time act like distribution is a mode. Distribution is not a mode. Trust is a mode. You understand? Trust in a world that's getting increasingly fake, in a world where scams are happening every minute that we speak. To be an individual on the internet that people would trust, that people would bet their money on, that people would buy from at scale, that is the real mode, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so exactly on the similar lines, I believe that people are just lately on every platform chasing these big numbers, like, oh, I need million
It's
followers.
vanity metrics. It's
Yeah,
vanity
but to be
metrics.
on the contrarian side, I think that if you chase a very niche audience, like literally the stuff that you're trying to build into, I think that's a much better bet to play.
Most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. Let me tell you, one of my friends has a consumer brand, right? Spent 15 lakhs a month, got the best performance marketing agency, got a million plus impressions on their IG. Do you know how many conversions they had?
No,
Less than 100.
that's literally less than point one.
That's
Yeah.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like this, everyone just wanting to scale before having a core base is completely useless, because if nobody knows you, nobody trusts you, nobody knows what you can bring to the table. What's the point if you're dancing on everyone's face? You're just more irritating at that point. You understand? It doesn't
Yeah.
add any value. So instead of
True.
building distribution at scale first, I'm not saying scale is not important. I believe in scale. I want to scale products that are global. But at the same time, I know the trust has to come before the scale, right? You need to focus
True.
on trust. If you have 100 people or 1,000 people or even 10,000 people who trust you, who can buy you and know that they won't be disappointed, you can then take that to a million or 10 million, etc., and have those people, like, be your stakeholders.
Yes, exactly. That's actually what I'm trying to do with Sprint over here. Like,
Like, I love this. I
yeah,
love the setup that you
trying to
have
get
over
a very niche audience first. I don't actually believe in those metrics of like a million impressions and
there. They're
so.
vanity metrics. They're
Yeah.
vanity metrics, bro. As long, see, bro, the point at which you are right now, even if three people watch this and take something from it and add it to their life, no, you won. You won. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
I've been doing the same thing. You have to start small. You have to be cool with it, and you have to be loyal to your audience. Right? You have to
True.
find your audience and then provide value to them. It's like Paul Graham says, do things that don't scale. It's exactly that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? It's just
Exactly.
that. You have to keep doing things that don't scale until you are a point where you can scale. And then
True.
when you scale, that scaling is sustainable. When
Mm,
you're putting that
exactly.
money to scale, at least it's going to reach somewhere, right? Without
Yeah.
building that base, you're going to get nowhere. Everyone's just focused that, oh, let's buy collab with this meme page, and like let's create like 10 pieces of garbage AI slop content and put it out there. Bro, nobody cares.
Yeah.
It
Exactly.
has it
True.
has no value today.
True.
Anybody can do this, everybody is doing it. But
Yeah.
that doesn't set you apart, right? All my writing, like whatever you must have read on my Substack, I use AI to brainstorm, but none of it you can read it and you're like, dude, a human wrote this. And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, that's
Absolutely.
what's going to matter.
AI does such a bad job with writing, especially.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, everyone thinks that it's so good. Like, AI,
Yeah.
the thing with AI is it describes, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't narrate. There's a big difference.
Yeah,
Once you read it, once you see it, it describes ki, oh, this happened, then this happened, then this happened. It doesn't narrate. You
exactly.
have to narrate, and only a human can narrate at that level. I don't think AGI will also get there. Like,
Hmm.
as long my whole theory is that, as long as a human plus AI is better than just AI, there's no way in hell we should be scared of technology like this.
Awesome. So, do you think people should actually be scared of now that you've gotten into it? The
Right.
people that are afraid of, oh, my entry level jobs might go. I'm not getting a job. There's nothing to do. Should I even get into tech? What's your thought? Especially, especially someone who wants to, like, especially the freshers who are just graduating, maybe, who want to get into the workforce. What's your take on everything that's been happening lately?
See, if you are a person who's by the book, right, who's done the thing that, oh, you've been told to read this, so you read this, you mug it up, then you go there and you'll be set. So the last 50 years in India, especially, there's been a path. There's been a strict path that, oh, you do this, you go to school, then you do in plus two, you do science, you pick these subjects, then you go to college, you pick these classes, you pick that kind of internship, and you'll be sorted and you'll be able to sail through life, right? Those kind of people are not going to make it right now because they have a fixed mindset, right? The kind of people who will do better right now are the people who have a growth mindset, the
Hmm.
people who actually want to learn, the people who know what they're good at and are able to maximize it to a level at which they can, like, entry level jobs are not available 100%. Even not, we're not hiring for entry level jobs, but you don't have to stay at that level, right? You can
Exactly.
add value that the AI is not providing. You can become great at using the AI. As long as you become a, like, you become a killer at Claude, I'd hire you, right? It doesn't matter, your qualifications don't matter. Like, I've been hiring actively for the last 2 months. I've not seen a single person's GPA. I've not seen a single person's college. All
Hmm.
I asked them a couple of taste related questions, and I asked them about their projects and and they explain why they built those projects and how they built it. It's about what you can build today. It's not about, like, Indians over index too much on, like, their qualifications and what they have and the marks they had. All of that does not matter now. All that matters is what can you build, what value can you add to an organization, and more importantly to yourself. And as long as you have that growth mentality and you sit and you, like, upskill yourself actively, not in a corny way, but like just pick one thing and become really good at it that is going to stick. Like, you become a killer at using Claude to maximize and automate things in an organization. You're going to have a job 20 years from now as long as you keep getting better every day, right?
True.
So it is going to create way more jobs than people think. The old jobs, the old entry level jobs are dead, right? There is no denying that. But that doesn't mean people won't have jobs. Like, I'm sorry to be harsh, right? I've been hiring for the last 3 to 4 months, and people keep talking about the unemployment. But to be really frank, the unemployed are unemployable. I don't want to
True.
be harsh, right?
True.
I don't
True.
want to be
True.
harsh, but if we want to compete at a global level, like, you can't say India to the world and we want to take on Google and Nvidia and then have these kind of people, right?
Yeah.
Who just want to do the bare minimum. They want to come in, they want to collect their check, they want to do their bare minimum, they want to leave.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways now.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
And they don't have any interpersonal skills. They don't have any taste. And I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming our education system.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
It's
True.
been well established. I'm not blaming. I'm not saying that, oh, you are at fault for this. But at
True.
the end of the day, it is like, it is your reality.
True, exactly. I mean, the practicality of what you actually learn in the 4 years of an engineering degree is not being translated into what you can actually do on site on the job. So I think there's a big bridge to be filled by people who are actually studying or even trying to get into the tech industries or whatever they're trying to do. There's no practical application of skills that they actually have.
And more than skills, it's about individuality, right? Coming back to individuality, it's like, what can I do that nobody else can do? What is my unique
Yeah,
skill set,
yeah,
right? It's like, right now, just being good at one thing is also not good enough. You need to
true.
take AI, and suppose if you're interested in something else that's niche, you combine that with AI, right? Like
True.
for me, I describe my skill set or my circle of competence as finance, art, design, AI, and consciousness. You understand? So I have combined all these five things and I've created my own intersection.
True.
That's what people, that in order to find a job or in order to make money in today, because I feel a lot of these people will also be freelancers, right? A lot of, so you have to have a skill set that you can add value to any other place that nobody else can add, that AI can't add, right? that
Absolutely.
old that old roadmap that okay, I'm going to get 99% and I'm going to go and score this much in JEE and then kill it 4 years, do two time pass internships, then work a steady job for 20 years. That's dead.
Yeah.
That's dead. It's
Yeah.
dead from the start only. You have to have it as a college student in your first year and second year that listen, I'm in college right now. It's great for social proof. It's great for meeting people. But at the end of the day, the kind of stuff that I have to do, you have to be a self starter. You have to have that level of agency where you're like, okay, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to upskill myself this way. I'm going to make myself more tasteful. I'm going to make myself more useful. I'm going to brush up on my people skills. And also another thing is people like think networking is this really great thing. Networking is basically useless, right? If unless you're a person of value, networking is useless. It's a waste
Hmm.
of time. It's another
Empty
valid.
networking.
Exactly, like Carl Jung said that you become a person of value, those people will find you.
Hmm.
You if you
Exactly.
if you if you become someone of value, or if you create something of value, I promise you the people who are searching will find you. That's the only way you become valuable. Like you think, like, networking is only as good as getting your foot in the door. I'm not saying it's completely unimportant, but I'm saying you should focus on building first and seeing what you can add value to that person before seeing what that person could add value for you.
Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Loved what you just said. And I think it will help a lot of people who are just graduating or who want to get into the whole industry of AI and tech and everything. And so moving on to last thing I'd like to ask you is
Sure,
that
sure.
you have built the beta, I'm assuming, as of so far.
Right. I have built
I'd
the beta so
I'd
far.
love to know if founders who are watching this, I'd love to know what are you learning so far? Anything you'd like to share with them? Anything you'd like to add on value to founders, people who are watching?
Right. So I'd suggest getting, like, build as fast as possible. That's what we did. We built we brainstormed for 2 months and then we built it in 2 weeks and then we just kept making changes. Like right now, even on the beta, we are at version 35. Right. We are at the 35th version of the beta in the
Okay.
last 1.5 months. Right. So what we did is it's like build fast, iterate quickly, make
Hmm.
sure the users, like, get real feedback from the users, even if it's 50 to 100 people who are actually interested in your product. Get in connection with those people, send them your beta, keep, like, asking them, make sure you ask them the right questions, make sure they're not just sugarcoating stuff for you, right? Because a lot of people, if they're your friends, they're going to say, oh wow, this is great. No, you tell them that, dude, if you're my friend, just help me out. Like, if you, like, it doesn't matter if you tell me
Yeah.
how bad my product is, as long as it makes it better. The
Yeah.
only goal of this is to make it better. So the
Yeah.
only advice is not to focus on the nonsense. Get, if you can code, great. If you can't code, just get one other person, get a couple of interns that you have with you, max. Get it, build as fast as possible, get in the Apple ecosystem, get your developer account, etc., and then just keep iterating every single day. Dude, the one thing that I wish someone would have told me when I started, like, being a CEO, it's only been 5 months, like, since I am a CEO, but I've spoken to all my friends, and the one thing that's in common is like, dude, I feel like a glorified HR executive, right? And
Hmm.
that's, I spoke to senior people who are CEO for 20 years, and they're like, dude, this is what it is. Like, you have to
Hmm.
be really fucking good. You have to connect people. You have to
Hmm.
make sure that you talk to people and keep getting their feedback and instruct them in the right way. So
Hmm.
just, like, and another piece of advice I have is to take your time while hiring, because at the end of the day, I heard this in a Brian Chesky podcast, is that the better you hire, the lesser you manage.
Hmm.
Right. So take your time with hiring. I believe in hire fast, fire fast for sure, but still take your time with hiring. Like if you find the right person, incentivize them well, make sure they're there with you, and I promise you it's one of the best investments you could have, because you won't have to manage them then. Like, you don't want to sit around and tell people that, do this and it's not done. Like, that's not the vibe. You want a self-starter. You want someone who gets it. Okay, these are your assignments, you get it done, you get it done at quality. They don't have to, the best people don't have to be managed, like Steve Jobs
Hmm.
says.
Awesome. As actually Nawal says, it's 10,000 hours to iteration. So
Yeah, 100%. That's the
yeah.
only way. You build fast, you ship fast, you get feedback, and you focus on media. Like, you will also have a lot of focus on media. Make sure you have channels. Make sure you have an entire distribution plan. Make sure your entire, like, see, there are only two ways a company runs out, right? Either the co-founder, like, the team has a dispute, or you run out of capital.
Hmm.
Like, you have to engineer your capital in such a way where by the time you hit product market fit, like, you still have time to survive until then. So you have to be smart with the media, but at the same time, distribution might not be a mode, but it is still your oxygen, right? The only way people are going to find out about your product today is by creating good content. Not just content, good content that adds value to people's lives.
Great. Just to sum it up, if you'd like to tell everyone when's the app launching.
Sure, sure. So the app launches on June 8th in app stores. Um, we the whole team has been really excited for it. We've been iterating a lot of features. We're also adding a journaling feature to it, like where you can talk to the app literally and you can journal, and it'll automatically tell you stuff that's related to your chart, or like, how your psychological profile is, right? And at the same time, we also have a lot of first in the world astrological features coming up. So, like, there's just a lot of stuff that's coming up over the next 2 to 3 months, and I'm really excited for the people who join us on this journey and evolve. We want people to evolve with us while the product evolves. So I'm just really excited for that, and see you guys on June 8th.
Awesome. Good luck. Good luck with the launch. It
Thank you,
was
thank you so much, thank you so much, Arjun.
was awesome to
You
have you here. Lovely
Yes,
conversation.
yes. You built a great platform. I love what
Yeah.
you're doing. You're great at what you do, and I'll be recommending this to all of my founder friends, because this is like a place where you can voice your opinions and have someone who actually gets it. And I look forward to be on next time.
Awesome. Looking forward to
Awesome.
meeting you again.
All right, done, done.
Sure.
See you. Take care. Bye.
See you. See you. Bye.
See you.
And so that was it for today. We had an awesome conversation with the founder of Dice, who has shared some incredible advice. I hope you guys enjoyed the show and see you tomorrow. So stay tuned for the next video and follow, subscribe for more.